pushing and pulling, it won't open, it's no good, and I'm wide awake now. I can't get no sleep.
The Blades Ramble are proudly supported by our main channel sponsor, My Business Group, a group of brands designed to support owners, leaders and managers in business. We would not be where we are without the incredible support of John and the team. If you're looking to grow your business, contact mybusinessgroup.co.uk today for more information or follow the link in the description below.
Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades, and welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy, and this is 10-minute transfers. And again, like we always do, pulling the curtain back here on the Ramble. This wasn't a planned 10-minute transfer for Mr. Kosznovszky. This was going to be for Joe Mendes, who is the right back that has just gone to Samsung, somewhere like that. This is how fast the things can happen in the transfer window. I'm fully expecting things to start picking up now. We've made our first signing in Tyler Binden, and now one heavily linked, and the reason it's heavily linked we'll come on to in a minute, Márk Kosznovszky from MTK Budapest. And look at this. What do we think to the graphic, by the way? I have designed that myself. I have done that, so things are moving. I feel it does level us up a little bit, this setup now. Now I'm getting used to it a little bit. I know we've still got a few gremlins in the system, I would probably say, about the sound, but hopefully we can get that resolved sometime soon. And thank you to everybody for the positive comments about everything. So, who is Márk Kosznovszky? And the reason I've done it like this as well is because I've got a quick reference point where I can tell you everything I need to tell you. I don't have to keep looking down or trying to remember stuff. So, Márk Kosznovszky, where does the link come from first and foremost? Because that, I think, is crucial to whether he's actually going to be a player that we're in for or not. And this one is a really good source. It's Danny Hall of The Star, who very rarely gets things wrong. And when I say that cautiously because I don't want people to think it's definitely happening. What Danny is saying, we have got definite interest in this guy, doesn't mean we're definitely going to sign him. So that came from a tweet originally on Saturday where Danny said, I'm told United may consider a move for a Hungarian under-21 international this summer as they look to plug a big void in the middle of the pitch. Obviously, that's the gap left by Vini Souza. Rival interest from other championship clubs is also very much live. And those two championship clubs said to be in for Cozzy. We'll call him Cozzy Mark 2. Cozzy Mark 2, nice. See what I've done there without even trying. So the other two clubs rumoured to be interested are Swansea, who have made some really smart signings this summer already, making good moves. I think they will be dark horses next year. And Portsmouth, who are said to have already been in with a bid of around 700 grand that's been rejected by MTK Budapest, which I've just read off the screen there. So, what is this guy all about? Who is Cozzy Mark 2, shall we say? He's 23 years old. He's a Hungarian under-21 international. He plays centre midfield, right-footed. He's 5'8", which my dad will give his thumbs up to. His contract doesn't expire till June 27, so a couple of years left. It's not like we can get a knockdown deal with him being in the last year of his contract or anything like that. He's valued at 700 grand. We're not talking about Vini Souza figures here. We're talking about players that we can potentially bring in, develop a little bit, and potentially, would we sell on or just slot them into our system and see how they play? It's we're looking for value here, aren't we? We're looking for value. In terms of last season, in the Hungarian top flight, he played 25 times. He scored 3 goals, 3 assists, with an average rating from SofaScore of 6.98. So what do we think to this? He is not, and this is crucial to mention, he is not a like-for-like. Well, he's 5'8" for a start, so he's definitely not a like-for-like replacement for Vinny. He's a different sort of player, and we mentioned this on 3 Mardy Blades last night where they don't have to be a direct mould of the player that they're coming in for or potentially coming in for. We could go very different. We don't know what style or system Sayers is going to play, so we've no idea whether Vinny would actually fit into this new system. It's always useful to have a player like Vinny, as most of us will recognise, but we're always going to lose some big hitters this summer. It might not be the end of big hitters leaving, although I don't think Gus will be going, as I said last night. Márk Kosznovszky, or Koszzy Mark 2, may well be a completely different type of player, and he appears to be. He appears to be more box-to-box, bit of an all-rounder from what his stats are saying. Obviously, he does contribute with the odd goal and odd assist with 3 goals, 3 assists in 25 appearances. But he can win the ball. I think it were an average of nearly 6 interceptions a game. There's all sorts of different stats on this sort of thing. You know I'm not a stats boy, but it's a different type of player to Vinny Souza completely. So do we need another centre midfielder? That would be another question to ask yourselves. I know we've just lost a really strong character and a really strong centre midfielder in Vinny Souza. But if you weigh up the options that we've got all over the pitch, I know Danny talks about a huge void in the middle, and he's literally a huge void to fill, is Vinny. Then we've got Hamer, who's likely going to slot into the middle this time because we're actively looking for a left winger, which we know about. We've got Ollie Arblaster, who might miss pre-season, which or parts of pre-season, which might leave him slightly behind in terms of when he comes in. But what a player he is when he comes back in. So Gus, Ollie, Siddy Peck, who we know all about him now this season. He's forced his way in to the first team. Can he keep his shirt, basically, when Arblaster's back? Tom Davis, who is a very strong player when fit. And I made an argument last night that he could be a surprise for pushing his way in to the starting 11 this season if he can maintain his fitness. Dave the Nose has made claims previously that he'd like, or sort of put the argument forward that he wouldn't mind Andre Brooks being brought into the midfield conversation. So you look at this because he's previously been a centre midfielder when he came through at United. So you look at somebody like Koszzy Mark 2 coming in. How is that any different to what we've got in Andre Brooks already, who is, proven in the league to a degree? All right, he's not really held down a place in centre midfield for Sheffield United. Could he do that elsewhere in the league? Maybe. It's an interesting question. It's an interesting question, if nothing else. So I want to hear your opinions on it, and I want to know whether you think it's a worthwhile signing. I happen to think that centre midfield, and we were agreed on this last night again, really. If you haven't seen it, do go and watch 3 Mardy Blades. Always a really good time with the boys. But we were largely in agreement that centre midfield isn't a position we really need to strengthen at the moment. You look at central defence, which obviously we brought Tyler Binden in. You look at right back, there's only Femi Sariki really, who's our only fit right back, who's got fitness issues himself. He were out a couple of times injured last season. And then if we are going to implement wingers into our system this coming season, we need some wingers sharpish, don't we? So I would say those are the priority positions over anything in centre midfield. Certainly not attack if we're going for one striker up top, which with wingers and a packed midfield you would assume that we are. So there's lots to think about here. I'm not saying I don't want to. For the money, you may say it's value and worth a shot, because if we can double our money on him, even if he makes an impact. But it screams of a Slimani type signing, this, to me. And that's no offence to Anis Slimani, but a bit of a punt for a low fee in a position we're already stacked. I'm not sure is going to be the value for money that we're actually hoping for. So that was it this morning. I'm going to try and keep it under 10 minutes if I can. So thank you to everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll be sure to read them. And we'll be back tomorrow with another 10-minute transfer. So for now, come on, you red and white wizards. Up the blades!